It's the Section 5 Class D championship game between Oakfield-Alabama Elba and Avon tonight at Vendetta Stadium. We'll be right back with today's game here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
We want to thank everyone for doing their part in these challenging times.
No matter where we work from, we're still here protecting you and your family's rights.
We want you to know that we will always be here for you and your family.
Using our technology so we can protect you and your family no matter where we are.
For your free consultation, call or text 262-COMP today.
Your workers' comp attorneys.
Coming into Lattimore on a daily basis is the highlight of my day. We'll have patients coming in. As soon as they hit the physical therapist, we introduce ourselves and we bring them back, and you see a whole bunch of patients who are in pain, laughing and smiling and having a great time. And almost for that 1 hour that they're with us in PT, they're forgetting about all their problems. When you're lost with pain, reducing your quality of life, and then somebody there says, "I can help you," there's no better feeling than that.
Pittsford Pub and Grill is open for lunch and dinner 7 days a week. Located at 60 North Main Street in Pittsford, you can dine in or use our convenient curbside pickup option. Our 15 TVs offer plenty of entertainment, including a variety of sporting events. We offer daily specials and a great Friday night fish fry. You can also contact us to book your holiday party now. Check us out at thepittsfordpub.com.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
One man to feed. Collier can't get him. Baker gives Victor the lead. Headed by McQuaid, and they score. The Braves get it back. Quick shot. And a score for San Diego. Wide open for Ozzy. He gets it. Touchdown, McQuaid. Punch, counter punch. Out of the shot and a goal. Dribble handoff to Shatters. What do you think? Bang. Braves have it. Let's see. They shoot it. Score.
The Varsity Media Sports Network proudly welcomes you to Vendetta Stadium tonight for the Class D championship game as 9-1 Avon, the second seed, the Braves taking on the Aggies at 10-0 Oakfield-Alabama Elba. Yes, we are early here tonight. Gene Battaglia, Alex Brasky. Alex, good to have you on the broadcast here tonight. And I love this. The 7 o'clock kickoff, they're ready. Let's go here early here tonight.
It's not very often you get going early in high school sports, Gene. I'll tell you that right now. But we're happy with the situation here at Vendetta Stadium.
As this will be OAE in the green uniforms with the white helmets. As that goes out of bounds, they will take over. Set this game up here, Alex, as you had a great piece. You've covered both of these teams. You cover high school sports. And for Oakfield, Alabama, last season in the spring, the story tonight actually started with a very tough loss last spring.
Yeah, that's correct. Oakfield-Alabama entered the Class D postseason last year as the #1 seed, unbeaten in the regular season, an abbreviated regular season, and went on to fall in the quarterfinal round before Avon went on to win the Class D title. So OAE looking to exercise some demons here tonight, the site of that. In fact, it was a semifinal loss to Alexander last year.
Hyde lowering his shoulder, and this is a team, the Aggies, that love to run the football. That's Brody Hyde coming in tonight, averaging 9.2 yards per carry. He picks up 8 on first down.
Yeah, and Brody Hyde, the sophomore quarterback, he can do it all. He's been a fantastic athlete within this Oakfield-Alabama athletics program throughout several years, and he can throw it, he can run it, and he also plays defense. Absolute dream for head coach Tyler Winter for this Oakfield-Alabama Aggies team.
As he will have a good down and distance here. 2nd and 2, but it's on the turf. It's loose. And Avon has it. A mistake that can happen here in the sectionals, and on the turnover, this will be the Braves taking over in OAE territory.
And you see the replay here. Looked like Hyde lost control of it as he tried to shovel it to Noah Courier, and the ball comes out. The Braves recover, and what an early momentum swing in favor of Avon.
Thomas Welch with the recovery. This is Andrew Rowland, the quarterback, number 12, as the Braves certainly lean on him. They lean on Welch, as it's the Braves team that comes in with 7 sectional championships, and the Braves running it right up the gut. Andrew Rowland, and really these are the 2 players to watch tonight, number 12 and number 7.
Yeah, they've combined for nearly 2,000 yards on the ground this season, but really the story with this Avon team in front of those 2 seniors is this sizable offensive line. Senior Carter Frank stands about 6'5", 380 pounds, so they can push quite some ways up front for the Braves.
Finding some room on the right side. That's Rowland who's going to get the first down to the 24-yard line. A nice gain there of 10. You look at that offensive line, as you pointed out there. That is going to be the key here for the OEE defensive line. Don't get worn down against this Avon team.
Yeah, that's really a key to the game for Avon and OAE here this evening. Who can win the battle at the line of scrimmage? 2 contrasting styles up front. Avon more of a sizable bullying unit, and OAE relies on its speed and athleticism up front.
And so we're going to get the dead ball foul, the false start here. Again, as we take a look at the tail of the tape here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. And I guess this really isn't a surprise that both of these teams are meeting here in the sectional final.
Yeah, these have been the 2 top teams in Class D the past 2 seasons, with respect to the Alexander Trojans, of course, whose run of 5 straight sectional title games came to an end with a loss to Avon this season. But yeah, these are 2 titans in Class D, and Avon started the season near the top of the state rankings. OAE, in fact, went a long way unranked, so they've worked their way near the top of the state rankings now, and this is a clash of the titans here at Vendetta Stadium. And what we're seeing right now is 2 tough teams refusing to give way on the defensive side of the ball.
Just looking up the clock right now, 6:58 is the time here on the East Coast. It was an early start here tonight, as the handoff, no, it's going to be the keeper, and that's going to go down immediately as Caden Cusmano in on the tackle, number 32. This will bring up 3rd down and long as the tackle back at the 32.
Yeah, you knew defense was going to come into play. It always does in the postseason. Usually games in the playoffs are won on the defensive side of the ball. A turnover here or there like we saw already, and just OAE refusing to give way on in terms of the running defense, and that's going to be a struggle for Avon if they can't get their rushing attack going here.
3rd down and 18. Rowland throwing deep. He wants a man. It's caught. Caught inside the 10, and it's going to be Rowland. No, it's incomplete. Had it for a second. Michael Rowland nearly coming down with it. Looked like a good break up there by the OAE defense as we take another look.
You see Rowland here, a perfect ball right where it needs to be, and his younger brother Michael Rowland had it in his hands. Looked like he took his eyes off of it and was expecting contact and wasn't able to make the play.
Cameron Cusmano, the corner with the break up there. Now on 4th down, kind of in no man's land. They're going to go for it. The throw, and it's batted down to the line of scrimmage. That's Caden Cusmano with the pass deflection, and OAE able their defense to bail out the offense. They get it on downs.
Yeah, so 2 turnovers early in this game, 1 by way of the fumble, 1 on downs. And you see Caden Cusmano, he's one of the important players for this OAE team, along with his brother Cameron, twin brothers, and they're multi-sport athletes at Oakfield-Alabama, and they've helped carry this Hornets program to just great things over the years, and they continue to do great things for this Aggies program that won 2 8-man football championships not that long ago. So some experience in the title game for the Aggies.
Yeah, that's right. So they went back up to Class D here, and we get more movement before. These are the sort of things here where we are in for these teams. Game number 11 has to drive both coaching staffs kind of nuts here, as we're going to have another false start.
Yeah, and we spoke before the game, and I mentioned that experience that OAE has in the title game, but they don't have it in the 11-man football title game, and that's a little bit different of an animal, and head coach Tyler Winter admitted that earlier this week. He said, you know what, this is a little bit different of a situation. They were expected to blow out teams in those 2 8-man football championship wins, and this is expected to be a highly contested contest, and so far we're seeing OAE come up short, and these aren't even the big moments of the game. They're committing penalties, the turnover, and besides the defensive stop, things have not gone well here for OAE on the offensive side of the ball.
So maybe nerves here a little bit in the championship game, as here will be the handoff, the end around, some room on the near side that will go up to Connor Scott. So there are going to be 3 running backs here. Armbruster, number 10, Noah Courier, number 20. This is Connor Scott, who they'll mix in from time to time. That goes for a gain of 4.
Yeah, and Courier and Scott are more complementary pieces to Armbruster, just a phenomenal athlete, again, a multi-sport athlete for Oakfield-Alabama. Their athletic program has just been fantastic. But, yeah, they can spread the ball around, and that's kind of a contrasting style here offensively on both sides of the ball, too. The Avon Braves like to rely on Welch and Rowland, while OAE can spread it around to 4 or 5 guys and let them do their work.
Hyde will keep it himself. Hyde following his blocks. He's going to pick his way forward. He'll get it up to the 39-yard line for a gain of 8, and that'll bring up a favorable down and distance. 3rd down and 3.
And you see another big man for this Avon Braves team, as we already mentioned, actually, Carter Franck. He can get around. He's 388 pounds, but you saw him out there near the numbers in on that stop. He can move a little bit better as the years have gone on, and he's shown his ability on defense, and he's coming up already early in this game.
3rd down and 3 as Hyde is going to come under center, and here's going to be the pass left side, getting some blocking, and that's going to be good enough for the 1st down and into Avon territory. Our first pass of the night goes for big yardage on the far side.
That's Armbruster.
Yep, so Gage Armbruster showing that speed.
What a play from Armbruster. Once he's given some open field, he can just click it into that high gear and really run away from all defenders, even in the secondary. And you saw it there as OAE with a big play now inside Braves territory.
Michael Rowland with the tackle. That goes for 21 yards, 1st and 10. First time either team. They've been in Avon territory tonight. Here's the handoff. This is going to go for a run of a 1st down and perhaps more to the 10, to the 5, and being dragged down from behind. Big run for the Aggies to set up 1st and goal, the touchdown-saving tackle made by Derek Graham. That's number 10, Gage Armbruster again.
And Armbruster, if, like I just said, you can't give him open field, and Avon did a nice job containing him in the first matchup between these 2 teams. Only about 70 yards on about 20 carries, but Armbruster well on his way to exceeding that already in this game.
Cameron Kuzmano with a key block there to spring him free. It's 1st and goal from the 5. See if OAE can pound this in. Here it is, the handoff to the pylon into the end zone. Touchdown. Touchdown for the Aggies. It's 6-0.
And what you saw on that drive is something we mentioned earlier, the contrasting styles up front for these 2 teams. I mentioned how Franck can move for a big man, but that's for a big man. This OAE front can just flat out move. They can get around up front, and they're beating Avon to the edge, opening up lanes along the outside for Armbruster, and he just made his way about 60 yards in 3 plays.
Armbruster, that is a 5-yard touchdown. That's his 17th touchdown of the season. Give you some idea here.
This is Max DeMar, the kicker for OAE. He's been fantastic for the Aggies during his career.
And he's going to extend that lead now to 7-0. So it was a little slow start for the Aggies as we taking a look here at the touchdown, but that is just some great blocking here. We want to give the credit certainly to the running back, but everybody holding their blocks there for OAE, including, again, number 5, Cameron Kuzmano on the outside.
And you see also senior captain C.J. Gottler getting out there on the outside. He's been a force on both sides of the ball for the Aggies. He made a move from linebacker to defensive line this season in terms of necessity, and he's really hit the ground running and really upped his physicality due to that move. And what you're seeing tonight is Gottler and this entire OAE team trying to do their best to leave no doubt here tonight. They left some doubt last season as far as how good they were, losing that opening round game to Alexander. the opening fumble, but what you saw there is this team can score quickly and make up for mistakes in a hurry.
Oakfield-Alabama getting here with a 68-8 win over Clyde Savannah, 54-20 over Cal Mum. Avon in the first round getting a win against Batavia Notre Dame, 22-0, and then a 13-7 win over Alexander. And is that fair to say Alexander was the best team that is not here tonight, Alex?
There's no doubt. Like I said, 5 straight Section 5 title games for the Trojans. That streak snapped this season. They are just a perennial championship contender, and the Braves had a tough road to get here. They struggled with Alexander in the regular season, beating them 12-10, and then beat them obviously 13-7 in the postseason. So this Braves team is tested, but they haven't been able to solve the test that is the OAE Aggies.
Oh, a really nice kickoff, and that's going to be fielded at the 15, as this will be Thomas Welsh. Welsh will get it across the 30 and up to the 32 for a return of 17 yards. Spectacular evening here tonight in Western New York. Game time temperature of 50 degrees, and as we take a look at this Avon offense, and yeah, 2 names right there really sticking out, number 12 and number 7.
Yeah, these 2 have been fantastic for several years for this Avon team. Rowland, unfortunately, had his junior season come to a close with an injury early during the spring, but he's rebounded and really set this Avon team on pace.
As Rowland, the little keeper on the option, he's got the first down, breaking tackles, and they'll mark him down at the 50-yard line. That's a gain of 18 for Andrew Rowland.
Yeah, like I said, he can do it all for this Braves team. He has great acceleration out of the backfield, great strength to run through tackles as well.
That is just a great read there. Take it out of the belly of the running back. Keep it yourself. And substitution here is coming off the field be Nicholas Antowiak.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah, he comes off the field. I'm sorry. He was playing right tackle there as they rotated in the offensive lineman. 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line as Rowland out of the shotgun. Takes the snap, and this time he will hand it off to Welch. And Welch will do just enough to get it into OAE territory down to the 49, again 1.
And just to tell you how worried Tyler Winter was about Thomas Welch here this evening, the Aggies spent about 15 minutes on kick coverage during the practice that I attended earlier this week, working on kicking it away from Welch, working on kicking it high to Welch like you saw there. So definitely concerned with this dynamic senior duo.
Yeah, we're going to have movement. I'm guessing this is on the Aggies here on the jump on the hard count. And indeed, getting the jump. And that's just a senior quarterback knowing how to use a cadence there, getting the 2 defensive linemen to move at the same time.
And that's one thing that Winter mentioned about Rowland. He is just a savvy player. He's been around this Braves program ever since he was a kid. Plenty of these kids have. And he knows how to work a snap count.
Well, the little screen pass. Plenty of room for Welch as he picks up a block, and that block might have been too good. That's coming back. The flag coming down here, and that is looking like that is going to be a hold against the Braves.
Looked like the sophomore Hyde trying to gain some favor with the officials picking up the flag for him.
I don't think I've ever seen that. I don't know if you're allowed to do that or not, but indeed that is going to be a hold on the outside. And those are killers when it comes to a drive. And then again, Rowland and Welsh, we're going to be talking about these guys a lot tonight as we take a look at these numbers, the pride of Avon football, no doubt.
And great photos there from Doug McFarland of the Batavia Daily News. He's done a fantastic job for us throughout the season, and really it captures what these 2 players are. They can get away from defenders and use their speed to make it all the way to the end zone.
As Thompson went into motion, we're going to have movement. So what was 2nd and 4, now all of a sudden it's back into Avon's own territory. It's back them up another 5 here. And this will be 2nd down and 12.
Yeah, what looked like it was going to be a tale of mistakes on the OAE side has turned into a tale of mistakes on the Avon side, as a couple of penalties here has set them back to a 2nd and 1.
Clock moving on here. If you're just logging on and saying, wait a second, what's going on? We started at about 6:55, like 5 minutes early. We had this whole great pregame setup and everything. Like, okay, they're ready to go here. Is now the handoff, and nothing there. Very good tackling. The technique is, that is going to be 75 on the tackle.
Braden Smith, he's been fantastic for this OAE team. And I keep saying that, but when you have two teams of this caliber, there's so many talented players all over the field, and that's what's allowed them to rise to this level in the championship game. But Smith has been a force defensively. Here you see he stood up as a linebacker. He also can go down on the defensive line of scrimmage. He moves around and does a nice job for this Aggies defensive front.
As spread formation on 3rd and long, in trouble. Rowland throwing on the run across his body. It's going to be intercepted. And here comes the return to the 35, to the 40, and up near midfield. That's number 20, Noah Courier, with the interception. And, you know, maybe you take a shot downfield, but on the punt, that's going to give OAE very good field position at their own 45.
And Courier is really the Swiss Army knife of this OAE team. He can do it all. He can run it out of the backfield. He catches passes from a wide receiver position. He returns kicks for touchdowns, and there you see him pick off a pass and a good return there up near midfield, and a nice baseball slide across the 45-yard line.
Angelo Penna, 72, providing the pressure to cause that throw, as here will be the handoff. And Avon, that defensive line, doing a good job. William Greenwood was in there, and Nicholas Antoniak making the stop there. Only a gain of 1 to bring up 2nd and 9.
Yeah, Greenwood's been really good for this Avon defense. He has over 10 tackles for loss this season and a couple of sacks, if I'm not mistaken, as well. And I don't think OAE is going to find much success running up the middle. They're going to have to keep pushing it to the outside, using those tosses, those sweeps, to get this Avon front on the run and maybe wear them down a little bit.
It was Gage Armbruster with a couple big plays, one on a screen play on the last drive. They're going to move the pocket this time, and under pressure to throw on the run. 2 receivers in the same area. That should never, ever happen with a break-up Andrew Rowland to bring up 3rd down and 9.
Yeah, that was a dangerous play in more ways than one, as we almost had a dangerous collision, and it was almost dangerous for OAE. They were close to giving it right back to Avon there.
So glad you're with us here tonight on the Varsity Media Sports Network. We are in the first quarter, plus the championship game, and now for Avon, chance to get off the field here on 3rd down and 9. It's Brody Hyde, sophomore quarterback. He'll have 2 receivers to the near side. Hyde, again, moving that pocket. Evades 1 sack, and now he's going to take off. Flag coming down. This probably is holding. Very nice stiff arm. But I think, Alex, this one's coming back.
Yeah, nice pressure created there from Logan Austin. He's been another significant member for this Braves defense. Really an unsung hero on both sides of the ball. Doesn't get a lot of play, but has done a fantastic job.
As we take a look at Gage Armbruster, who has certainly the play tonight on that screen pass, took it in, and now up to 17 touchdowns on the ground this season. Indeed, it will be a holding call, and you're taking that. You're pushing him back there. If you're Avon, Andy Engler, the longtime coach for the Braves, if that goes back now to the 32.
Wow, quite the penalty there. That'll set OAE back, and it might be exactly what this Avon team needed. Maybe a springboard, get a 4th and long, flip the field position here perhaps.
3rd and 23. Can they pick this up? Lots of time to throw over the middle. It's going to be caught and being brought down. That's the tight end, Caden Cusmano. Now, 4th and 11. I don't think you're chancing it here, not with a 7-0 lead.
No, certainly not, especially with how quickly this Avon team can turn things around. With the lead, you have to play the field position game, especially with DeMar back there, who can give it a nice boot and, like I said, perhaps flip the field here.
Yeah, my first time seeing this Oakfield-Alabama team, and DeMar has quite a leg. Like maybe one of the best in Section 5 in any class.
I'll tell you what, around these parts in the Genesee region and Livingston County, a lot of teams take pride in field goal kicking and punting. You see a lot of good kickers around this area.
As the return up along the near side by Welch. And that's some of that practice paying off. They don't want Welch to get a long one on him. They'll take it over here. The Braves will at their own 35-yard line as we are in the first quarter. So glad you're with us here. Joel Balthaser, our director tonight on the Varsity Media Sports Network. And now let's see if Avon can get something going here. And See if they can get the ball to Welch a little bit more.
Yeah, they're going to have to get him involved, that's for sure, whether it be on the run or in the passing game. You can line him up outside. He's a fantastic route runner. But it's tough to get away from this OAE defense. Like I said, speed is their signature.
They play the 4-4, does OAE, as the handoff will go inside, and not much there. That'll be a gain of 3 up to the 38.
And really all you need to know about this OAE team is Braden Smith, an offensive lineman, stands up back there as a linebacker, and you really can't tell the difference. He's an athlete more so than a lineman, I guess. Although linemen are athletes too, right?
Oh, absolutely. Don't get me in trouble there.
I guess that was a sloppy choice of words.
So Rowan will hand it off, and that's not going to go for much. The fake going on the outside, the Welch, and nobody fell for that on that defensive line.
Yeah, but this Avon front has done a fantastic job throughout the season. Carter Frank, Shane Ellsworth, Dakota Halata, Austin mixes in, and Kowiak also, Nolan Clare, Matthew Malley gets in there once in a while.
Angelo Penna, 72, has just checked in a tackle. This is 3rd down and 9 as Andrew Rowland out of the shotgun, rolling to his right. Rowland's going to fire downfield, has a man behind the defense instead. Intercepted. Ball just slightly underthrown, and on the return, it's Cameron Kuzmano. Kuzmano to the 40, Kuzmano to the 50, and he'll be knocked out of bounds. Second interception. Cameron Kuzmano getting the ball back for the Aggies.
What an unbelievable play. He took that ball away from the Avon receiver. It was Michael Rowland, the intended target, and Kuzmano went up, and what do they say on ESPN? He mossed him right there,
Yeah.
I think.
Yep, that's called high pointing it, and that's just a great play by Cameron Kuzmano.
And look at the smart play from Armbruster on the return. So often you see blocks in the back or just any illegal block on returns, and he laid off there and allowed Kuzmano to do his work on the return.
Going right back to work, and that ball's on the turf, and another turnover. And this one self-inflicted again by OAE with the recovery. That's number 28, Adam Mariani. Mariani getting the ball back there, but truthfully, that's just another sloppy handoff.
It's like they threw it to the Braves right there. That one went about 5 yards forward, and Mariani, Johnny on the spot, hops right on it. These are the things that OAE can't have, and these are also the things that Coach Winter stressed in our pregame conversation, that he stressed with his team all week, and I guess easier said than done.
Wow, 2 turnovers by both teams, 2 interceptions by the Braves, 2 fumbles by the Aggies, and this drive starting out of the 38, basically where they were before, as this will be the keeper right up the middle, getting it up to the 43 to bring up 2nd and 5.
Yeah, this has really been a game of errors outside of the Armbruster touchdown. 2 turnovers from the Aggies, a turnover on downs from the Braves, plenty of penalties in the early going. Been a sloppy game.
Christopher Thompson up to the top of your screen along with William Greenwood, as we're under a minute to go here. And they're going to keep it inside and keep it on the ground, as again, that's going to be their main guy, Thomas Welsh, 1,093 yards on the season. Thanks to that article I read in the Batavia Daily News. That's going to be up for a couple games. You guys do a great job, I got to say.
Well, thanks, Gene. Want to give a shout out to my cohorts, Chris Metcalf and Nate Ryder, best sports staff in Section 5. I say that with an unbiased perspective.
3rd down and 2 as the handoff going right up the middle. And the linesman from the near side is not going to give it to him. They're going to say the knee touchdown. That's going to be short of the marker. Now, analytics would say perhaps you go for it, even though you have it in your own territory. 4th down and 2. And, well, for now, that's the look they're going to give. Andy Engler keeping the offense out there, but now they can go to the quarter here, and that will be the plan. After 1 in the Class D championship game, it's the Aggies leading the Braves 7-0. So glad you logged on and watching us here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Varsity Media is the tri-state area sports leader. We offer an array of services for any team, coach, player, athletic director, and parent. From game film
to live streaming, we are available to cover your event anytime, any place. Looking for an enhanced experience? How about a professional broadcast with multiple camera angles, announcers, graphics, and instant replay? Need a highlight reel? We produce individual highlights for college recruiting and team highlight videos for end-of-season banquets. And when it comes to social media, nobody has you covered better than us. Hype videos, sideline highlights. We can tailor custom videos to make your team stand out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Why waste your time dealing with anyone else? When it comes to sports video, Varsity Media stands alone. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or online.
Do call the Varsity Media Sports Network for all your needs. Nobody does it better here on 4th down. And they are going to go for it on 4th and 2. And Avon, they get it. Whoa, Andrew Rowland to begin the second quarter. They don't punt. Andrew Brasky, what do you think of the decision? Obviously the right one, a little gutsy.
Yeah, what a move from Rowland in the backfield to get those extra yards. And that's Andy Engler drawing a line in the sand and saying, you know what, give the ball to my senior. We got to get something going here, down 7-0, and Rowland came through for him.
It's a rapidly moving game as we are in the second quarter. And the handoff this time is going to go to Welsh, and Welsh is going to be stood up. So sometimes the yardage is there, and sometimes it isn't. Ethan Kramer, 65 on the tackle for no gain.
Yeah, Kramer's been another contributor for this OAE team. It's been Kramer and Gottler getting it done up front, along with a little bit of Smith, while Scott has been the top linebacker for OAE. He had a huge game against Avon the first time around, 12 tackles in that game, and also a turnover that he returned for a touchdown.
2 receivers left, 2 to the right, as Rowland will be out of the shotgun, a design keeper that will just get into OAE territory, but not much more. TJ Andrews, 58 on the tackle. Now it's 3rd down and 8.
And one thing you'll see from Avon as the game progresses, they will get a little bit more creative. They are a little bit bland offensively. They like to give it just to Rowland and Welch and let them do their work behind that offensive line. But as the game progresses, they do mix in a few gadget plays, so be on the lookout for those.
Michael Rowland is in the slot to the right here on 3rd down and 8. Andrew Rowland handing it off to Welch. Welch following those blocks. He's got enough for the first down. All the way down to the 38-yard line for a gain of 13. First down for the Braves.
And you can clearly see why this Braves coaching staff likes to just run it, and run it some more. It's like a hammer and nail situation. Avon's been the hammer more often than not the past couple of years.
That was the big man you were talking about earlier, Carter Frank, 388 pounds, and they're right back at it. The quick snap, Thomas Welsh. Gotta love the pace here for Avon as they get another first down.
Look at Shane Ellsworth. What was he, 15 yards downfield, driving his man on that block, clearing the way for the ball carrier. What a job from the senior.
So Rowland is the pace picking up here. They want right back at it here as the handoff going to Welch. And Welch trying to spin forward, get what he can on that play. And that'll be C.J. Gottler, 55 on the tackle, only a 1-yard gain.
What a crowd we got here, Gene. This is about as sizable a crowd I've seen since Batavia opened the newly constructed Vendetta Stadium. This is quite the showing here from these two fan bases.
Yeah, it's for the Batavia fans, what a game tomorrow coming up. The Class B championship game, something we've been kind of pointing to for a while, HFL and Batavia. We'll have that for you on the Varsity Media Sports Network, of course, as the handoff. It's going to be a direct snap, actually, to Rowland. And Rowland will keep it, get it down to the 21. Bring up 3rd and long here.
They talk about that Batavia HFL matchup, high-profile matchup. As high-profile as it gets in Section 5, this is a rematch of last year's Class B final and a rematch of a 1-point loss that HFL won earlier this season. And those two teams have been going at it for years, but HFL's had Batavia's number, and not many teams have over the years, so the Blue Devils looking for a bit of revenge in the Class B final tomorrow at 6 p.m. at Pittsford.
3rd down and 7. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right, and the handoff going between the tackles, and that is going to be short of the first down to about the 18 to bring up 4th down and 3.
He didn't get the yardage needed, but Welch just refuses to go down. He's going down, and as he's going down, I think he picked up 2 or 3 extra yards, just kept the feet churning, and really his torso was lateral to the ground. I don't know how he kept moving forward, but I guess that's the kind of athlete he is.
See if they creep up a safety here to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 4th down as the keeper, and going to the first down and more. Still on his feet toward the end zone. He's going to be just short, but Andrew Rowland keeping the drive alive and then some, getting it all the way down to the 1-yard line, a gain of 17.
This Aggies defense is going to wake up tonight in a cold sweat thinking about Andrew Rowland putting his foot in the ground and going upfield. When he does that, look out if you're the defense. He's about as strong of a runner and decisive a runner as you'll see at the Class D level.
Gage Armbruster with the touchdown-saving tackle. Here's Avon trying to go toward the end zone. No signal, and they're going to mark him just short there. So Andrew Rowland trying to get there. It'll be 2nd and goal, just outside the goal.
This is where if you're Avon, if you're not able to punch it in from 1 yard out, when are you going to be able to score? With this size of an offensive line and the strength you have out of the backfield, this is the bread and butter for the Braves. So this is right where they're familiar and comfortable.
Carter Frank, that left guard, 71. Right on that line. Here will be the snap, the handoff inside and finding the end zone right behind that left guard, Thomas Welsh. Welsh with the 1-yard keeper. And now the Braves, an extra point away from tying this game up.
What a job from this Avon team. Things didn't look good, but they kept plugging away. They got the turnover, another turnover, and take advantage, go down the field, and look what we have here, Gene. 1 kick away from a tie game, but these PATs have been anything but a certainty for Avon this season, as Richard Bryce is, I want to say, about 75% on his kicks this year.
As the snap is down, the kick is up, has the distance, and we are tied 7-7. I want to go back to one play. That was at the end of the first quarter, going into the second quarter, 4th and 2 in your own territory. How many coaches would be like, you know what, it's a field position game, let's punt it? I love that, having confidence in your offense. We take a look at the keys of the game here, which we had an early start here tonight. If you're just kind of logging on, that's why we are moving right along here tonight. And what do both teams have to do tonight?
Yeah, well, we've talked about it all night long, the contrasting styles along the line of scrimmage. It's Avon's size versus OAE's speed, and thus far it's been a stalemate, 7-7. Both teams have engineered long scoring drives, so both teams getting it done at times on the offensive side of the ball. Another key, you really have to slow down the star players. Armbruster has found his way into the end zone, Welch as well, but Armbruster with those long runs, that's what you can't have if you're Avon. You really have to hold him in check. Whereas at the same time, OAE can spread the ball around. They have so many talented players on the offensive side of the ball that they're willing to hand the ball to. So you really have to keep your eye out for Courier, Scott, and others on the offensive side of the ball if you're Avon. And OAE, this is a unfamiliar game for them. Like I said, they played in the 8-man final, but not the 11-man final, as you see the ball bouncing out of bounds here, so that's going to be a penalty. But it's really all about emotion in the championship game. You know that as well as anybody, Gene. I'm sure you've been around the football a long time. When it comes to postseason play, you need to keep those emotions in check. You can't have those stupid emotion penalties or anything like that. And these are two experienced teams that are driven by fantastic leadership. So far, so good in that respect. And finally, the coaching matchup. We talked about Englert. He's been around a long time, 5 sectional titles under his tutelage. And Avon's competitive more often than not, whereas on the other side, Winter takes over for longtime head coach Mike Cinerino, who led OAE to the 2 championship games. So Winter in his first title game here this evening.
Winter, former player at SUNY Brockport for the Golden Eagles, and certainly he's played in a lot of big games. As now here's the handoff, still on his feet, breaking an arm tackle, and more near sideline, still on his feet. That's going to go to the house. How about that? The run, big run. That is number 20, Noah Courier, going 65 yards, and OAE taking back the lead.
Courier is a big play waiting to happen. I called him the Swiss Army knife earlier. You could call him a lot of things, but I guess the best description of Courier is he's just simply an athlete. You put the ball in his hands, he knows what to do with it, and he has the tools to get away from the defense, and you saw it there. Looked like Avon had the angle, looked like they were going to make the play around the 30-yard line, and Courier put the afterburners on, and he found himself in the end zone. And the emotion that kid holds, I'm not so sure that he didn't black out in the end zone there after he scored.
Well, arm tackling is not going to take down Noah Courier, that is for sure. And the snap is down. Boy, after you get a really nice drive by Avon, doing what you want to do if you're Avon, that's controlling the ball and just picking up yardage on the ground. We're going to redo this here as the extra point, trying to make this a 14-point game. Next to Mary once again.
As you hear, PA announcer here, longtime Batavia PA announcer, Paul Spiata, done a fantastic job for years atop the Vendetta grandstand.
Kick is up, and it is good. 14-7 is our score. As we take another look, take a look at some of these key blocks. Just wow. Braden Smith, a left guard, originally springing him free. And if you're Avon, one of the keys here is tackling.
And I said earlier, Franck can move for a big man, but once again, you saw there the athleticism of Courier just being too much for this sizable Avon front, as Franck was one of the last lines of defense after he slipped that tackle that Rowland was looking to make. I can't believe Courier got out of that. Rowland had his arms wrapped around his waist, fell to the ground, and Courier somehow spun out of it and went about 40 yards more to the end zone. What an absolute phenomenal individual effort there from Courier. You talked about the blocking, but look at those broken tackles and the speed to get away from the defenders in the secondary. What a job from the junior.
As the bracket that got us here to this point here tonight. I love this stadium, Vendetta Stadium. It is just one of the crown jewels of Section 5, no doubt. And we would, for years, do these, pre-pandemic at a college site. Years ago, it was at the U of R, Brockport more recently. We were downtown for a little bit. I'm liking this new format where every kind of like you move it around, and this is a neutral site, but actually put it on a Section 5 field is actually kind of cool.
It's unbelievable, and I talked about the crowd. You wouldn't get this at a college field. Although this grandstand is massive here at Vendetta, I think it's a little bit bigger facility at a college field, and you really get the small town feel here at Batavia.
As this will be Welsh getting the kickoff, and Welsh is going to be hemmed up, and he'll bring it back to the 27-yard line. And if you're the Aggies, you're taking that all the time there. Give him a little bit of return. No big things on the return from Thomas Welsh.
And special teams coach at OAE, Andy Boyce, one of the most colorful assistant coaches you'll see on the sideline here in Section 5, but he does a fantastic job. He gets these guys ready to go, gets their juices flowing, as they say, and special teams for OAE has been a strength this year.
As the Avon players looking down at the wristband, coming out of the huddle here. 1st and 10. They begin this drive at the 27. If you're just logging on, well, both teams have had 2 turnovers here tonight, so a little bit of nerves perhaps in the beginning, but we've kind of picked it up here. Some touchdowns in the last 2 drives, and that is the defensive front for the Aggies doing their job. No forward progress whatsoever for quarterback Andrew Rowland. What do you want to credit there? Ethan Kramer, CJ Gottler also there, 55?
It's tough to say on most tackles this team makes. With their closing speed, they usually have 2-3 guys with the ball every tackle.
We should mention, too, for folks that are watching from OAE, we are going to do our best when it comes to identifying the numbers here for you. We'll just take that extra beat. But coming up, not next year, but the year after, you're going to have contrasting numbers. It's going to help out everybody, certainly.
Should have been that way all along. I know these kids like to, and these coaches like to get unique with the uniforms, but at the same time, the parents come to the game, and one of the joys of a parent is to hear your child's name spoken over the loudspeaker, and I know for Paul Spiata here, he's had trouble with the Batavia uniforms this year. It's been difficult.
It's certainly that's not Pittsford also has the color on the color uniforms. RH does. as this will be the pass. It'll be a first down. So Avon going through the air, and that's going to be Rowland to Rowland. Michael Rowland with the first down, number 3.
You saw Rowland drop the pass earlier. What a catch there. In traffic, the strength that he showed to hold on and get the Braves the first down. And a note on OAE side, Braden Smith limping, and Tyler Winter will be forced to call a timeout, I believe, to check on Smith, as he doesn't look good, as he's limping pretty heavily here to the side.
Yeah, that is something certainly as one of the big players. He is the starting left guard on this team, and obviously that defensive line, they rotate guys in and out.
And Smith has done it all for this OAE defense. Had a big game against Avon earlier this season, and has just been a force for them all season long. He shows his athleticism and also the tenacity you need.
Noah Courier taking a little drink of water. He's got the big game-breaking play, the 65-yard scamper along the near sideline. That's the difference we have here tonight.
Don't let these kids fool you. They know where the camera is.
Chris Van Kampen, Kyle Sampson, always on the team here at Varsity Media Sports Network. First and 10 at the 38, as there will be 2 timeouts remaining for the Aggies.
Got some Avon fans with their shirts off, old school.
Has the keeper, and good enough. That's going to be close. They will give the forward progress. Andrew Rowland scurrying through, and that's a gain of 10.
At times it looks like Avon has nothing going in the running game. Sometimes they're stood up immediately. Other times they're just able to break through like you saw there, and that's what you're going to see from them. They're going to stick with this throughout the game. They're not going to go away from this interior running game.
First and 10 at the 48. And the handoff, and that will just go to Welsh just into OAE territory for a gain of 3. I love that helmet. Paint chipping off there.
Yeah, that's a sense of pride for a football player. The more paint off your helmet at the end of the year, I think the better, although athletic trainers probably don't like to hear that.
3 receivers to the left. This will be the design keeper, as getting upended will be Andrew Rowland. Gets it down. They'll mark his forward progress to the 44, so that is a gain of 4 to bring up 3rd down, and we'll call it a long 2. Ball on the far hash. As you take a look there at Thomas Welsh and that banged up helmet. You'd have to figure this is 4-down territory. Let's see if they take a shot here downfield. Keeping it on the ground, and Welsh is going to pick up that first down and move it down to the 40-yard line. It's almost like the NBA in an instance where you manage the possessions. I'm looking at the clock. Look at this clock, how it's moving along. If you're Avon and you get a touchdown, but if you can do it in a way where you're not giving the Aggies much time, is that part of the strategy, would you say, here for head coach Andy Aggie?
Oh, there's no doubt. And that Avon coaching staff is more like a brain trust. They have almost as many coaches on that sideline as players, and they're all experienced in their field. They have former varsity head coaches. They have former college coaches on that sideline, and just individuals that have been around the game for a long time. So they leave no stone unturned there, and I believe they take everything into account in every possession.
Andrew Rowland will get that down to the 33 for a gain of 7 to bring up 2nd down and 3. As by the time this is snapped, this will bring us under 3 minutes to go before halftime, and what may be the quickest first half ever. Well, relatively speaking, but we are moving right along here in a game that kicked off early here tonight. 3 receivers to the left, and the handoff is going to go to Welch. Welch lowering his shoulder, and they're going to give him the first down. The linesman on the near side, marking it right at the 30-yard line. And it'll stop the clock momentarily as they move the sticks.
Something tells me that Batavia Athletic Director Mike Bromley had a major hand in getting this game started early. Something tells me that. I don't want to say what tells me that, but something tells me that Mike Bromley was involved.
Well, the fans were out here early too, so for everybody logging on probably wondering, as now the handoff, it'll be a design keeper. And that pile will move forward, Rowland for a gain of 4 down to the 26. And whatever happens here, this is a strategy for Avon. They want to make sure that they're taking off as much time on the clock, not giving the Aggies another possession.
Mike Bromley and the Batavia administration have done a fantastic job hosting all sorts of streaming services, radio teams here atop Vendetta Stadium, so kudos to them for providing a great experience here for us and others.
As the handoff near side, and it's going to be the keeper, and it'll be out of bounds. WBTA still going after all these years. Did a Kelmum Leroy game back in 01. Chad Zambito and the crew back then. It's changed ownership since then, but that's it's good to see the hometown station and people coming out here providing the coverage for local high school sports.
Yeah, Bob Brown and Pete Zeller doing the game tonight on the radio. Bob has been around for ever, it seems. I don't want to date him, but he had kids come up through the Notre Dame athletic program, and he stuck around, and he does a fantastic job.
Here'll be the snap. Rolling to his left will be Rowland, throwing on the run, and he's going to find his man. That'll be the first catch tonight for Dylan Smith, number 4, and he's going to be out of bounds. They'll mark him out at the 21. That's just going to be just shy. Now it's 4th down.
We've seen Avon get into a lot of these 3rd and 4th and long or short situations, excuse me. And thus far they've been good in these situations despite the early turnover on downs. They've been moving it ever since when it comes to 3rd and 4th and short, and they need to finish this drive here.
So OAE is going to take the timeout, if anything, just to give their guys a little bit of a breather here, make sure they get the stop here and put an end to it. And for Avon, I'm impressed. The things have gone not, I'm sure, according to plan, giving up a big play, 2 interceptions, but here they are with a chance here to tie this game before halftime.
Yeah, these are 2 teams that are not going to let things go very quickly. They fall behind, they battle back, and they really don't give an inch, and they haven't all season, with the exception of Avon's matchup with OAE, trying to exercise their own demons here tonight.
And again, for Oakfield-Alabama, as we talked right at the beginning, last time they actually lost a game, it was on this very field in the sectionals back in the spring. Same calendar year, it just feels like a different lifetime ago. 4th and 2 at the 22. Rowland takes the snap, he's going to keep it, he's got the first down. Gets just enough. They will mark him down at the 20-yard line. So with 59.6 seconds remaining, drive continues here for the Braves.
What a job by Avon matriculating the ball down the field, as they say, and doing a fantastic job doing so. And you hit the nail on the head. They're working the time off the clock and setting themselves up for really a double dip situation. You score and you take all the time off the clock.
Thompson will be in the slot to the left here, and they're all looking down at the wristband. They're taking some time here, though. 1st and 10 at the 20, Avon with all 3 timeouts remaining, and the handoff is going to go to Welsh, and he's going to get stopped for no gain. And that will be 55, C.J. Gottler in the backfield to make the stop, and now Avon is going to have to use a timeout.
Excuse me, dropping my cell phone here.
That's not good.
Kramer and Gottler doing what they've done all season long, providing a good push up front, and although Avon's been able to have their way, they haven't been able to get the big play up the middle, and you got to think that's got something to do with Kramer and Gottler. You see the head official Pete McCabe yelling up to the score clock operator to reset to 30 seconds, I believe.
So they will put 30 seconds up and right on the dot. Alex, did dare go through the air?
I think you may have to if you don't get close over these next couple of downs just because of the time, but I wouldn't, but it seems like they're going to with 5 wide.
And Ward, yep, the shoulder fake. Rowland under pressure, and that is going to be a bad decision as he goes all the way back to the 30-yard line. They will mark him down, a loss of 10 on that sack.
If you're Rowland, you cannot hold on to the ball against this OAE front. as you see here, they can get after it. And wow, look at the bull rush from Gottler running over his man and providing a supplemental rush, but it looked like 22. Connor Scott may have been the first one there, but you can't hold on to it for a long time if you're Rowland. This OAE team has too much speed along the outside, and it's got to be 2-3 steps and get rid of it or get out of the pocket. You can't hold on to it like that.
Wow.
As you see, OAE's eventually going to win, and they did there.
That is quite the bull rush. Now you're in a different situation, all the way back to the 30-yard line. Got to get to the 20 for the first down, but the clock is the bigger issue here. Just one timeout remaining here for Avon. 2 receivers to the left. The snap, the handoff between the tackles, and that's going to get some of the yardage back, but now do you burn your last timeout? If you're Avon, you will. So Avon will use their last timeout with 15 seconds remaining here before halftime.
Wondering why Avon didn't elect to go with that play the last down. You had 30 seconds. You don't have any timeouts, I guess, but you had 30 seconds, you get a gain like that, you rush up and you down it, you still have around 15 from about the 15 or 10, and Avon had been gaining about 8 to 10 yards a clip up the middle with Welch, and Rowland is just surprising. I guess not surprising, but it's contrary to, I guess, what I would have done, but I don't think anyone's ever called me an expert before, and we won't start now.
It's a ball at the 22, so you'd be looking at a 39-yard attempt. That is going to be out of range here, so they're going to go for it with 15 seconds remaining on 4th down and 12. Again, the sack, really the big play here for the Aggies' defense. Welch will be in the backfield. Let's see if they flare him out. Or if they want to flare him out to the right on a wheel route, it'll be there. They're going to move him to the left, though, however, as the throw will be over the middle. And that's going to be caught inside the 5 and then down to the 1, but the clock is ticking. It's going to stop momentarily with 8.7 remaining. With the catch there as Thompson. They're going to have to spike it real quick. 5 seconds, the spike. Oh, my gosh, the defensive lineman jumped right through and nearly picked that one off from his belly. That was 65 Ethan Kramer as we take a look here on the 4th down and 12 play.
What a ball from Rowland. Great concentration on the reception.
Thompson with the great play. And it was Aiden Warner making the tackle, a touchdown saving tackle. You look at this great crowd here tonight in Vendetta Stadium. 4.9 seconds remaining.
What a heady play from Kramer there. That was almost the play of the decade, picking off the QB spike.
Yeah, that would have ended up on SportsCenter. Yeah. That really would have, because I don't think that's ever been done there, going through and picking off a spike.
Now, what do you do here, Gene? I mean, it's 4.9 remaining. You have no timeouts, but you're 1 yard away from the end zone.
I'll tell you what you do. Number 7.
Yeah?
I think, you even if you throw, that might take the time off the clock, so why not just hand it off there to number 7? If you're going to win this game, you got to get 1 yard with Thomas Welch.
I think you call something where you have a potential hot route situation. I don't know if this Avon team has anything like that installed, but maybe you put someone in the slot, and if they're uncovered or with space on the line of scrimmage, you may do a quick screen, but I agree with you. Otherwise, I'd hand it off and run it right up the middle. It's tough to imagine this team not gaining 1 yard.
Could be the last play of the half, as right on the doorstep on the 1 yard line, the snap, the keeper for Andrew Rowland, and he's in. Touchdown, Avon. Spectacular drive, eating up much of the time here in the second quarter, and now the Braves an extra point away from time.
Great job by Rowland navigating his way through bodies at the goal line and reaching pay dirt and 1 point away from tying this game. What a ball game, Gene. These two teams laying it all out here in the Class D final.
And now the extra point attempt. Richard Bryce. Snap is down. The kick is up. And it's good. 14-14 our score.
Not sure what the problem has been for Bryce this season. The statistics on Max Preps have him missing 10 extra points this season, but those kicks have looked mighty good in the early going. He's really left no doubt on those kicks. I wonder if it's pressure that's caused him to miss some or what it is, but wow, this crowd getting lively here. You can almost feel the grandstand shaking, and I believe if we get touchdowns like that down the stretch, I think this whole place might collapse.
Well, we were out here for the Batavia-Pal Mac game, and it felt like it was shaking out here then. 14-14 is our score. So glad you're with us here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. The Class D championship game. Thank you, Section 5, for having us out here today. And boy, you couldn't ask for a nicer night weather-wise. You really couldn't.
I hope this holds tomorrow. I'll be outside all day at the Section 6 finals at Highmark Stadium and then the Batavia game later. If it snows tomorrow, I will be very, very upset.
Yeah, here's the onside kick. And did they come up with it?
I think
they did. How about that? So that's going to give them one play. What a gutsy play there.
I guess that's another experience move from the long-tenured head coach Andy Engler. You have 2 seconds remaining, and you basically just tell your guys, kind of play safety there other than maybe a couple guys going for the ball.
Yeah, so 2 seconds remaining, but no time came off the clock. They're not going to dispute that. They will give Avon one more play. And with Welsh and Rowland, you always have a chance here to break one. 43 yards away from pay dirt. Here's Rowland stepping up, heaving a Hail Mary toward the end zone. It's intercepted. And this is going to be brought back along the near side. That's going to be Gage Armbruster. And Armbruster still on his feet, trying to make something happen, and he will be brought down. So that nearly backfired on Avon. And boy, oh boy, what an end to the first half here as we take another look.
Right at the end of this play, you see C.J. Gottler trailing, looking for the opportunity of a lifetime, hoping for the lateral, but to no avail.
Yeah, smart to just kind of eat it, and then we'll go back to the half. And boy, that ended up being the 3rd interception of the first half for having 5 combined turnovers here, but all in all, a very entertaining first half there.
Yeah, turbulence, I guess the term that I would use to describe, or turbulent, I guess, describe the first half. It's been back and forth, mistakes all over the board, but then again, a lot of successful play as well, and we're all tied up. And look, the Avon roster running near its faithful group of fans, pumping them up, and this Avon gang green out in force tonight.
So here's the plan. They put the 15 minutes up on the clock. As soon as the teams leave the field, they will start that, and we invite you to stay logged on here. Alex and I will be back here to begin about a minute or two right before the start of the second half. Again, our score here from Batavia in the Class D championship game. It's Oakfield-Alabama Elba and Avon tied at 14 here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
We want to thank everyone for doing their part in these challenging times.
No matter where we work from, we're still here protecting you and your family's rights.
We want you to know that we will always be here for you and your family.
Using our technology so we can protect you and your family no matter where we are.
For your free consultation, call or text 262-COMP today.
Your workers' comp attorneys.
underway. Return to the 20-yard line, out past the 30 to the 40. Now breaking towards the midfield. He has a seam all the way down. There are no flags. He's going to run it in for an opening touchdown. 85-yard touchdown as we get the game started on a U-Prep touchdown.
Pittsford Pub and Grill is open for lunch and dinner 7 days a week. Located at 60 North Main Street in Pittsford, you can dine in or use our convenient curbside pickup option. Our 15 TVs offer plenty of entertainment, including a variety of sporting events. We offer daily specials and a great Friday night fish fry. You can also contact us to book your holiday party now. Check us out at thepittsfordpub.com.
Varsity Media is the tri-state area sports leader. We offer an array of services for any team, coach, player, athletic director, and parent. From game film to live streaming, we are available to cover your event anytime, any place. Looking for an enhanced experience? How about a professional broadcast with multiple camera angles, announcers, graphics, and instant replay? Need a highlight reel? We produce individual highlights for college recruiting and team highlight videos for end-of-season banquets. And when it comes to social media, nobody has you covered better than us. Hype videos, sideline highlights. We can tailor custom videos to make your team stand out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Why waste your time dealing with anyone else? When it comes to sports video, Varsity Media stands alone. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or online at varsitymedia.net.
If you're interested in staying involved with the sports you've enjoyed over the years, we may have an opportunity for you. Section 5 Athletics is currently looking for officials for several sports. Serving as a Section 5 official provides a great way to stay active, contribute to the sports you love, and earn money while making your own schedule. Visit section5.org/officials for more information and to express your interest.
It's time to get hyped with Varsity Media. We offer an array of video services sure to amp up your team. From staged preseason hype videos with custom lighting and smoke machines to sideline highlights of a big game. How can your team stand out from the crowd? Contact Varsity Media today and let us tailor something your squad will never forget. These are the best times of your life. Capture them in the most creative ways possible with the sports leader, Varsity Media.
Looking for a great way to commemorate this season's sectionals? Section 5 Athletics is excited to work with Mugs & More to offer a variety of apparel options for each sport and each season. Items include graphics specifically developed to feature the sport and year, including items such as hoodies, hats, pants, and more. Apparel for each season is available for a limited time, so don't miss your chance. Visit section5.org/mugsandmore to see the many options and place your order today.
Parents and athletes, why leave your college career in the hands of amateurs? Varsity Media produces professional college recruiting videos that you can use to help land a spot on the team. Our highlight reels have proven to save thousands of dollars in college tuition. You've worked hard and put the effort into your high school athletic career. Don't take any chances when it comes to your future. Varsity Media has been producing college recruiting videos since 2010. We understand what college coaches are looking for, and our attention to detail on your highlights will separate your resume from others. Stand out from the crowd. We'll help showcase your talents. Contact Varsity Media today and order a college recruiting video.
The beautiful thing for me getting into this profession is the ability to work and to get to know patients, establish that rapport, that relationship with the individual. You see them go from where they start, you get to know that person, they become a part of your life, you become a part of that patient's life, and then you see them improve. I always tell the people that I work with and the patients that I see, nobody wants to be injured, nobody wants to be hurt, nobody wants to have to go through rehabilitation. So to make that environment a friendly environment and a welcoming place for people to come in and want to be a part of, because experiencing that Lattimore way where you actually maybe want to go to therapy and want to get better, it makes a big difference.
Pittsford Pub and Grill is open for lunch and dinner 7 days a week. Located at 60 North Main Street in Pittsford, you can dine in or use our convenient curbside pickup option. Our 15 TVs offer plenty of entertainment, including a variety of sporting events. We offer daily specials and a great Friday night fish fry. You can also contact us to book your holiday party now. Check us out at thepittsfordpub.com.
Over the middle, he's got a man. It's complete. Ciolino. See you later. Going long. Wide open. Perazzi. He gets it. Perazzi. Foot raise. 10, 5. Make it. Touchdown. Punch. Counter punch. The Frickery Ryder gets it back. Goes over the top for Haberman. What a catch. This Ross Simmons strips him, that's loose, and Ross Simmons is going to take this in the other direction. Make it! Touchdown! Touchdown East!
We want to thank everyone for doing their part in these challenging times.
No matter where we work from, we're still here protecting you and your family's rights.
We want you to know that we will always be here for you and your family.
Using our technology so we can protect you and your family no matter where we are.
For your free consultation, call or text 262-COMP today.
Your workers' comp attorneys.
Coming into Lattimore on a daily basis is the highlight of my day. You know, we'll have patients coming in. As soon as they hit the physical therapist, we introduce ourselves and, you know, we bring them back, and you see a whole bunch of patients who are in pain, laughing and smiling and having a great time. And almost for that 1 hour that they're with us in PT, they're forgetting about all their problems. When you're lost with pain, reducing your quality of life, and then somebody there says, I can help you, there's no better feeling than that.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
goes Rashawn Baker. One man to beat. Collier can't get him. Baker gives Victor the lead. Box headed by McCoy, and in they score. The Braves get it back. Quick shot and a score for San Diego. Right up is Ferrazzi. He gets it. Touchdown McQuaid. Punch, power punch. On the shot and a goal. Dribble handoff to Shatters. What do you think? Bang, Braves have it. Let's see, they shoot it. Score!
We are getting ready for the second half. Avon and OAE tied at 14. We'll take a look at the first half highlights here. First half that saw 5 turnovers, but certainly the guy they want to get it to for the Aggies, Gage Armbruster to the right side, some good blocking. He gets to the pylon, 5-yard touchdown run. That made it 7-0. Coming back the other direction, though. Avon would tie it right up as Welsh would get it here on a 1-yard play. Getting that handoff. Going right behind the big man. Extra point was good. 7-7 is our score. And we will see the other 2 touchdowns here momentarily, as this would be the big play. Noah Courier, 65 yards on the left side. And following Noah Courier, it will be the touchdown by Rowland. 14-14 is our score. That's been the theme here tonight here, Alex Bratsky, is that we just want to get going here as we're starting the second half just right on time here. As here will be the squib kick. And the Braves to bring it up along the near side. That's going to be 21 Thompson. And Thompson will be driven out of bounds. Alex, your impressions of the first half here is kind of like a heavyweight fight. You know, both heavyweights kind of feeling each other out here.
Small school football at its best. Neither side has been perfect, but at the same time, both sides have found its way at points in this game, and that's what it's going to come down to. I think it's just going to come down to a battle throughout, and who can make the big plays and key moments down the stretch. I don't think either of these sides are going to pull away over the next 24 minutes here.
2 receivers to the left, running back in the backfield is Andrew Rowland. Andrew Rowland pulling it, and he'll keep it himself there, and the defensive end not biting on that. That's just a good defensive play there by Caden Kuzmano to help string that play out, only a gain of 1. The whole idea there is that the defensive end crashes down. That's a big play on the left side. Kuzmano doing a good job holding his position.
It's going to be interesting to see what we see from the Braves here, if they continue to rely on that interior running game or if they mix things up down the stretch.
Handoff going right up the middle, and that'll be Thomas Welch. And he'll get it up to the 39-yard line for a gain of 4. Now an opportunity for Oakfield-Alabama Elba to get off the field here on 3rd down and 5.
And on Avon's scoring drives, they faced a number of 3rd downs and a couple of 4th downs as well, but continue to move it and convert in those big situations. And that's what you expect from a senior late in lineup, making those big plays in the big moments.
The snap and the keeper for Rowland. Rowland lowering his shoulder, didn't get it, only getting it up to the 41-yard line. And not taking any chances here on 4th down and 4 this time around. Andy Englert setting out his punting unit.
And I think this is the smart move here. You're even at the half. Your defense has been strong at times during this game. You don't want to set up OAE with a short field, as we've seen how quickly they can strike, although you have to be wary of Courier here on the return. We already saw the big play from him.
Dylan Smith for the first time tonight on the punt. It's a good snap, and he's going to get a nice punt off. And having to bounce it away, it's not really going to take much of a bounce either way. And that'll be done by Adam Mariani. And here are the Aggies taking over at their own 28-yard line. As we take a look here at the guys that have led the way here. And all these guys pointing 2 ways here for this Aggies team.
Yeah, Hyde is really the X factor for this team. He has yet to be unleashed in the running game, but he can certainly use his legs and get it away in the passing game as well. But in the early going, the Aggies have relied on Courier and Armbruster for the most part.
So Hyde, he's going to pitch it far side, and that will be Armbruster spinning, getting it forward, and many tacklers over there. Gets it up to the 32 for a gain of 4.
That time, a good job by Avon beating Armbruster to the edge.
Oh, there it is. That's what you're playing for. We will stick with the feed here and give you the trophy presentation. We're a long way away from that, though, it feels like right now.
The way tonight's going, who knows? It could come on in an eye blink. Yeah, that coveted block of wood, historic trophy here in Section 5. Everybody wants a touch of that.
It's what you start to work for. You really work year-round if you think about it. Here's going to be the blocking and getting to the far side, and a big gain and going into Avon territory, and then finally brought down. The tackle made by Andrew Rowland on the near side. And the big gain there by number 20, Noah Courier.
What a gain from Courier. You don't want him to get to the sideline, and he's made a living along the sideline here tonight. The long touchdown, and now the long gain has the Aggies set up inside Braves territory.
Goes all the way to the 43. So the field position flipped here. Aggies on the move here in a 14-14 game.
Speed, and more speed. That's what this OAE offense has. And look at Hyde here.
Hyde, the design keeper, and wrapping him up. That's Dylan Smith, not giving up much. Yeah, OAE, Armbruster, Courier, Hyde. Got Connor Scott, Caden Kuzmano, Cameron Kuzmano. A lot of playmakers on this team. 2nd down and 9 will be the down and distance. Cheerleaders out here tonight for both teams.
And this OAE team has done a fine job building a tradition through the days of 8-man football. Some look at 8-man football as a death sentence, but the Aggies really made the most out of it, and they've turned their program into a perennial 11-man championship contender.
Here will be the handoff and trying to keep something going, and then finally that'll be Rowland with the tackle. As that'll be Noah Courier, not much on the play. This will bring up 3rd down and 7. Here we see the 8-man championship. The only 2 sectional titles, and as you brought up in the broadcast, looking for their first one in Class D, and the Aggies going 10-0 on the season. Did have a close win, though, 14-13 earlier in the season.
The last title for Oakfield-Alabama came back in 2006. That's when I was in high school, believe it or not. So it's been a long time for them to be 11.
And there is going to be the big sack, wrapping him up, Logan Austin. Logan Austin with a big tackle for a loss all the way back to the 50, a loss of 9.
I called him the unsung hero earlier, unsung no more, as Austin has made a couple of big plays here tonight, and what a big play there as the Aggies are going to be forced to punt.
Deep back will be Welch. So DeMare, does he purposely put this one out of bounds and prevent Welch from a return? Let's see.
He's done a good job directing his kicks in the early going here.
He's going to put this one high. This is returnable if Welch wants to do it. Nope, he's got to back away from it. And that will roll out of bounds at the 22.
I said it's been a long time for Oakfield-Alabama at the 11-man level. It's also been a long time for Elba. And it's interesting. Back in the mid-2000s, Oakfield-Alabama with a championship in 2004. Then Elba won it in 2005. And then Oakfield-Alabama won it in 2006. So these are 2 programs that came together with a proud tradition. And they've really regenerated what they once had together, and it's been impressive from first Coach Cinerino and now Coach Winter.
4 wide receivers is coming out with a little bit of a different look here, as the handoff instead will go inside, just kind of to try to create some room for Welch, as that'll be a gain of 3 here. And when you keep the ball on the ground, the clock is going to keep moving. This is going to bring us under halfway gone by here in the 3rd quarter already.
Yeah, like I said, this game has gone by in an eye blink, and I think that's exactly how Coach Andy Englert likes it. control the pace, control the time of possession, and that's something that Coach Englert's team was unable to do, as you see the short gain from Welch there. OAE outpossessed Avon by nearly double in the first matchup this season, and that has not been the case tonight. I think Avon's winning the time of possession battle.
Now it's 3rd down and 6. Looking back at the sideline as the play will be signaled in. Still plenty of time on the clock. Now everybody looking at the wristband. William Greenwood, the receiver to the near boundary, on 3rd down and 6. Rowland with time, deep over the middle, has a man wide open. Wide open, that is Thompson. And Thompson still on his feet. Thompson to the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, knocked out of bounds. Touchdown saving tackle by Cameron Kuzmano. Massive gain for Avon.
These Avon wide receivers have been able to get open down the field, and Rowland, what a beautiful touch pass, put it perfectly to Thompson in stride. What a huge gain, what a huge play, and a huge moment here for the Braves.
67 yards on that play to set up 1st and goal from the 6. Play of the game so far for Avon offensively on that 3rd down play, and there is going to be the handoff. A little bit late, handing it off to Welch on the read option. Welch will plow ahead down to the 4-yard line.
The OAE faithful has gotten very, very quiet, and on the other side, the Avon faithful starting to find its way here as their Braves looking to take their first lead.
Thompson will be the receiver in the slot to the left. Just had that big 67-yard catch and run. As Andrew Rowland takes it himself. Rowland toward the end zone. He's in. Touchdown. Touchdown, Avon Braves. And the Braves take the lead here. It's 20-14.
So now we get to see how OAE responds. This is unfamiliar territory. They have not trailed in many games this season. So trailing now, the Aggies faced with a little bit of adversity, and we're going to see what they're made of here.
Boy, on both. 2 of the touchdown drives tonight for Avon. You had the 67-yard play on that drive. Earlier tonight, the 4th and 2 play to begin the 2nd quarter to keep a drive going. That kick is up and good. It's 21-14. Joel Balthaser, give us the highlight here of this touchdown, as it'll be the design keeper and then just splitting the tackles, finding his way going toward the end zone. That's just that offensive line doing their job.
Gottler had him in the backfield. Tough tackle, but he'll tell you he needs to make that play. That would have been a huge tackle for loss. Instead, Rowland runs through it, showing great strength, and finds his way into the end zone.
Carter Frank, that's the left guard. They've run a lot to that left side. Highlights here from Avon this past season.
Oh. My, oh my. How would you like to have that coming at you, Gene?
Oh.
6'5", 388 coming downhill right in your face and laying the lumber. What a job from Frank in this Avon offensive line. They've won the physical battle up front and are starting, to wear down this OAE team.
Well, what's coming up next? Do we overstate it here? You'll get the ball again after this, but drive of the season so far here for Oakfield-Alabama, Elba. What would you say there?
There's no doubt about it. The only thing that comes close is when they faced a tight game against Bolivar Richburg late in the season, a team that gave OAE trouble last season. So the Aggies really haven't faced many teams that have figured them out this year, but Avon starting to solve the puzzle here tonight.
Ball is at the 39.
And I agree with you. This is a huge drive for Coach Winter and his group, not only to tie the game, but you need to take some momentum away from this Braves team.
Brody Hyde's going to hand it off to Armbruster, and that's a good place to start. Hand it off to your main guy. They're going to mark him close, and the linesman from the near side is actually going to give it to him. Gain of 10 and a first down here for the Aggies.
A bit generous there, but Coach Winter will take it as the Aggies are nearing midfield. And it's been a battle of the stars. I said these teams needed to slow down the opponent's stars. That has not been the case, as Courier, Armbruster, Welch, and Rowland have been the story here tonight.
Armbruster started the scoring tonight with a 5-yard run back in the first quarter. Here's going to be Hyde. Nope, we're going to get a flag. This is pre-snap movement. Going against the Aggies.
And you got a pre-snap call on the Aggies there where it's looked like Avon has really towed the line between false starting throughout the game, and the officials have decided to give them the benefit of the doubt, and I'm surprised they didn't do the same thing with the Aggies there, although I didn't catch how blatant it was.
So 1st and 15, mark off the 5 yards. The ball back here to the 44. Class D championship game all on its own here tonight. As here will be the snap as far as championship games go. We do have the A1, A2 game tonight. As that handoff will not go for much. That goes for only 1 to bring up 2nd down and 14.
The Aggies may need to go to the air here as the game goes along. I'm not sure you're going to continue to win at the point of attack up the middle against this Avon team, and the Braves have also done a better job getting to the outside a bit here defensively.
2nd down and 14. Brody Hyde handing it off on the end around. That's going to create some yardage, and into Avon territory goes Noah Courier. Courier is going to be short of the first down by about 3 yards to bring up 3rd and 3.
Love that play call from Coach Winter. A perfect spot for it. A 2nd and long. You hadn't seen much of the jet sweep, if any, tonight, and Courier taking advantage, and now a big 3rd down. Sorry about that, Gene.
It's a gain of 2. Oh, well, first time working together. I'm surprised I haven't stepped on you before here. 3rd and 2, as this will be at the 43-yard line. And the handoff going right between the tackles. That's going to be close.
I don't think he got there. It's going to depend on the left or right foot spot here from the official.
Now they're going to mark him yards short. Well, you got to go for this here if you're Coach Winter. 4th down and 1.
And look at Carter Franck.
He's firing up the Avon fans here.
Now, Gene, this is the play of the game.
And keeping it. I don't think he got it. No, he didn't. Brody Hyde tried to go left guard. Great play there. And Avon takes it back on downs.
Beating a dead horse here, but who got the penetration there, Gene? It was Carter Franck into the backfield. Coming from the weak side, finishing the play. Wow. Also looked like a solid play on the strong side to slow Hyde down initially, but it's been a team effort here from Avon, and they're a drive away from really taking firm control of this game.
Yeah, this feels like now this is their chance to seize control here of the Class D championship game as we are late in the 3rd quarter. They turned the ball over 3 times tonight through the air, but here they are as the handoff going right up the middle, and that's one of the unique things about this game tonight. Usually you do that, you're in trouble, but they've been able to kind of overcome those mistakes. As Ethan Kramer in the backfield helping to break that play up. 2nd down and 7.
OAE is going to have to make some adjustments here. They've been giving up too many yards on the ground to Rowland and Welch up the middle. They may have to tighten it up here.
Rowland out of the shotgun, takes it himself. He's got Welch actually accidentally blocking, I think, and that will go ahead for a gain of 2. Now here's OAE's opportunity to get a stop here. And they will have to run a play, one more here before the end of the 3rd quarter, as Penna will come in now defensively for the Aggies.
And if you're OAE, if Avon elects to pass here, what a time for a sack this would be.
Pausing back to the sideline is still some time on the play clock here. The adjustment, and yeah, everybody looking back at the wristband here. Andrew Rowland taking his time, milking that clock. Back judge is still yet to count it down. Here's going to be the snap, bobbled it, and that's a busted play as Rowland goes forward, and that was a miscommunication, it appeared. Looked like he wanted to flare it out there, but the play was covered, and now that brings up fourth down, and you would figure a punting situation here for Avon as they'll take it to the quarter. And not sure why he didn't shoot it out there to Welsh.
Yeah, that was that flare to the near side that you talked about earlier in the game, but I think the Aggies were just all over that. A nice job, but an even nicer job from Rowland, kind of turning something into nothing there and pushing his way forward.
We have reached the end of the third quarter. We go to the fourth. Avon now 12 minutes away from a championship here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Varsity Media is the tri-state area sports leader. We offer an array of services for any team, coach, player, athletic director, and parent. From game film to live streaming, we are available to cover your event anytime, any place. Looking for an enhanced experience? How about a professional broadcast with multiple camera angles, announcers, graphics, and instant replay? Need a highlight reel? We produce individual highlights for college recruiting and team highlight videos for end-of-season banquets. And when it
Start of the fourth quarter, as this is going to be a punt, high snap that is going to be down, is Avon punting it away back to the Aggies, and an opportunity for Avon to down this one at the 1. Down by Thomas Welsh. Special teams, another way you can win a championship.
I talked with Coach Winter this week, and he couldn't emphasize enough how big the bounces of the ball in the two teams' previous matchup were. He said the game could have been closer. It could have been a wider margin of victory. And look at the bounce that Avon gets there all the way to the 1, and Welch is there to down it.
Yeah, calling a fair catch. If he could have done that, that would have saved you maybe 20 yards. It's officially spotted at the 2. And now the drive of the season coming up for the Aggies, good or bad. Let's see what happens as the handoff going to the outside. And that's going to be a nice gain of 8 there. That's going to give them a little bit of breathing room on the far side, as that's Courier with the yardage.
Yeah, dangerous play there running laterally in the end zone, but Courier has the speed to gain the edge, and he did, a gain of about 8 and sets OAE up here. That's exactly what they needed on first down, gain a little breathing room.
Second down and 2. Courier is going to be in the slot to the near side. That'll be Cameron Cusmano, the receiver, to the near boundary. As the keeper by Hyde, and Hyde does not have it. He is going to just get it back to the line of scrimmage.
As we saw on that jet sweep on the last drive, if OAE is able to convert this first down, I'd like to see Coach Winter open things up a bit, maybe use some creativity, as this Avon defense has started to solve this OAE offense, and I think you're going to have to start throwing some things at them that they haven't seen before.
Namely throwing, but they don't throw the ball. Cameron Cusmano, the leading receiver, with 6 receptions on him. Third down and 1. The snap and the handoff getting around the outside. Good enough for the first down and more. Armbruster tackled. Oh, he breaks the tackle up high, and he's going to get it across the 35 and all the way up. They'll mark him up to the 36-yard line. Big gain there at 26 yards for number 10, Gage Armbruster.
I think you need to keep feeding Armbruster. Courier's had a fantastic game as well, but Armbruster is your bell cow back, and he has the strength and speed to gain these big plays, and he's gotten it done time and again. He's almost like a guaranteed big play throughout this game.
Michael Rowland with the tackle for the Braves. 1st and 10 as OAE down by 7 here in the fourth quarter of the Class D championship game. They have the ball. Oh, Armbruster bouncing off of one tackle. Big blow on the near side, and that was the quarterback, Andrew Rowland, delivering that, as that'll go up to the 40 for a gain of 4.
What a collision. 2 stars meeting head on, 2 seniors. Rowland and Armbruster refusing to give an inch, but it was Armbruster able to fall forward.
Second down and 6 from the 40. Hyde under center. Hyde handing it off, and this will bring up third down as that goes up to the 43-yard line. And again, that's going to be Noah Courier with the carry. Boy, Courier coming in tonight, 14.4. Armbruster averaging 11.3. Yards have been much tougher tonight against this stout Avon defense.
Another big play in this game, third and manageable. OAE needs to at least get close to the line to gain here, but of course they'd like to avoid another fourth down.
Third down and 3. And the flare, left side. And that's going to be good enough for the first down and more. And there he goes! Taking it to the house. Gage Armbruster, touchdown. Touchdown, 57 yards. Points up in the sky. And now we're an extra point away from a tie game.
And that's a little bit of creativity from Coach Winter, lining up Armbruster outside, finding him on the screen pass to Hyde, and look at that burst of speed into the secondary in an eye blink and into the end zone even quicker. Gage Armbruster, we can't say it enough. What an absolute fantastic ball game we have here tonight.
That speed, 57 yards on that play. And then are they going for 2? No, they didn't get it.
I believe it was an errant snap or
errant
maybe
snap,
a fake.
Yeah. We'll take another look here as we were caught up in, wow, this is the play of the game so far. As this is I'm not sure as we were coming back, and that will be no good, and it's 21-20.
So earlier we talked about Avon having some inconsistency in the kicking game. It looked like there a little mishap on the snap, and OAE a huge miscue as points are at a premium with 9 minutes to go. What a huge play in this game and a huge costly error from the Aggies.
For the Aggies, where the Aggies have hit on those big plays. There's only been one big play tonight for Avon. That was the 57-yard catch. Make that 67-yard catch to Christopher Thompson, setting up a first and goal-to-goal situation. But other than that, though, it has been Avon football. What was the word used? It was a fancy writer word. Matriculate?
Matriculate,
okay.
Yes. I think Howard Cosell invented that term.
Well, he was a lawyer, so matriculate their way down the field. 21-20 is their score. DeMar to kick this one away. Welch, you can tell which one he is because he's gonna, when he comes into your screen, has the paint chipped off his helmet. And he will not be getting it. Instead, it's going to go to Thompson on the far side. He's going to bring up to 25 to 30. Breaks a tackle, and then Thompson, good return. And is that out? It is! A fumble by Thompson, and OAE takes it away.
Oh, my goodness. OAE, just what the doctor ordered. Huge mistake on the PAT. They come up with the turnover. Looked like a great return from Thompson. But the strip from number 1, Cooper Colantonio, the senior, could be the play of the game for the Aggies.
Colantonio, that just tells you everything. Whatever snap you get, make the most of it. Here he strips the ball, getting it back.
And you hear professional coaches talk about special teams contributions all the time. Just like you said, Colantonio making his few moments matter here on special teams.
As the handoff going to Armbruster, and Armbruster strung out on this play, trying to pick his way forward, and he's just going to get back to the line of scrimmage. For Avon, that was their 4th turnover tonight. 4 turnovers. They can survive that. It's at the 42 now, second down and 10 coming up.
And on the other side, OAE hasn't been a stranger to the turnover either. It's honestly surprising how sloppy of a game we've seen here tonight in terms of giving the ball away. Two senior-laden teams, two experienced teams that have really had little trouble with their opponents this year, coughing the ball up on several occasions.
Brody Hyde out of the shotgun, takes the snap. He's going to keep it himself, doesn't have anything. He's going to cut it back to the near side, and then, well, some good vision there, and he'll get it down to the 32. Close to the first down. The linesman there is saying, yep, that is good enough for the first down, a gain of 10.
And we haven't seen much of that from Hyde tonight, but look at this burst once he changes direction. He decides that's not the way to go and switches field and quickly gains first down yardage.
Gage Armbruster, nice key block there to help open up that hole on the inside. First and 10 at the 32. In a one-point game, Avon clinging to that lead. Armbruster, he's going to try to reverse his field, but he's going to run right into Carter Frank. That was the end of that play. Gain of 2. And Frank pumping up his arms. He's fired up.
What's the game show? Door number 1, door number 2? That's not the right door to choose right there with Carter Frank waiting behind it.
It's called Let's Make a Deal.
There you go.
See, you're referencing all these 70s TV, Monday Night Football with Howard Cosell, and now Let's Make a Deal? This is way before your time there.
I blame my father for brainwashing me.
So, here will be the two receivers to the left. Alex Brasky certainly knows football out this way, as here will be the handoff, a little bit of a sloppy handoff, and that's going to bring up second and third and long now will make it, as Armbruster got the call there.
Yeah, this is 4-down territory for the Aggies. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw a running play despite the third down and long. Get half of the yardage or more, set yourself up with a fourth down and manageable here as you're approaching the red zone.
A lot of noise here. A lot of the banging of the aluminum benches here at Vendetta Stadium by the Avon faithful, trying to support their defense, jumping offside, and that is going to give them the 3-5 yards. Wow.
What a huge moment for that. And we saw Avon start to gain some momentum and make the plays they needed to hopefully, in their mind, win this game, but now we're seeing them with some undisciplined play. The fumble, now the key offside, and look at OAE now with third and short, the whole playbook available to Coach Winter here.
Nicholas Ankowiak jumping offside. This is going to bring up 3rd and 2, and now the playbook fully open here. Here will be the keeper, and Hyde is going to lower his shoulder. He's going to get that first down, but oh, hold on. Got a flag coming in, and normally from that angle it would mean holding. No. Personal shot block. Yeah.
Sorry about that, Gene. Personal foul shot block. As we did see a couple of OAE players on the turf, a couple linemen, and we've seen that from them throughout the game against this sizable Avon front. They've had to go low, and that time not correctly, and they're flagged for it.
Wow. Penalty of the season so far here for the Aggies. So instead of the first down, got to redo the down, and you go from a 3rd and 2 now to 3rd, and we'll count it off here. 3rd and 14, 3rd, yeah. All the way back here to the 38. The play action. Hyde's going to set up the screen. That is set up nicely. And then a great open field tackle. That is number 7, Thomas Welch, with a heck of a tackle, because if he doesn't make that, who knows where that play ends.
Poor job from the OAE offensive line here. They got caught watching Welch waiting near Armbruster at the time of the pass. OAE's offensive line out there in position, but nobody made a block.
It's exactly it. You got him? No. You got him? No. That should have gone for big-time yardage, and that actually goes for a loss of 1 on the play. Now OAE down by 1, and now look at that clock. Avon sensing this big moment. 4th down, 4th and 17. Hyde on his horse. Hyde throwing deep, end zone, caught, touchdown! Touchdown! Noah Courier! Noah Courier, 39 yards, and OAE takes back the lead.
Oh my goodness. Pandemonium here at Vendetta Stadium. The Aggies fans are on their feet. What a play from the sophomore quarterback, Bodie Hyde, showing guts on the run, going deep, wobbly pass right on the money to Courier. And the Aggies back in front, a field goal away from taking a 6-point lead, but I think that we're going to see a 2-point try here as OAE looks to make it a 7-point advantage. This game has had everything, Gene.
4th down and 17. Think about the swing there. Now this is the smart play, obviously. You want to make this the 7-point lead as Hyde will keep it himself. Hyde to the end zone for the 2-point conversion, fighting his way. No, he didn't get it. Did not get it. Braden Smith trying to plead his case there. Let's take another look here. This is the 4th down play, the biggest play of the season for the Aggies.
In Hyde, a baseball pitcher, showing arm strength there. Didn't have much under himself there to make that throw, but that was about a 35, 40-yard pass on the run. His feet may have been off the ground, and it was perfectly in stride to Courier in the end zone, who secured it. And now the Aggies 4.5 minutes away from claiming the coveted block of wood. What a throw here, Gene. My goodness, I can't say it enough.
Yeah, and the presence of mind for the sophomore not to cross the line of scrimmage, which was at the 39-yard line. You saw him get that off just in time.
You talk to this sophomore quarterback, Bodie Hyde, and he sounds more advanced than his years would indicate, and that play there from a sophomore quarterback, that could be the play of a lifetime. But now the Aggies need to get the stop.
So for Avon, you start working in the month of August. You're grinding the whole time. Now you're getting the ball back. And we saw them at the end of the first half get the ball right around here. And you and I were talking, Alex, what if they just took it the rest of the – they did essentially take the rest of the time off the clock. They scored. They actually got an onside kick after it with 2 seconds remaining. But the point being here is that Avon can – they still have a shot here, obviously, as this is going to be a squib kick. They don't want Welch getting anywhere near that, as that's going to be tackled on the far side. And how about Cooper Colantonio? Cooper Colantonio with the strip earlier on special teams. You never know who's going to be the hero in a game like this.
You never know, but at the same time, no surprise it's a senior athlete sensing his last minutes on the football field ticking away and just taking it upon himself to vault his team back into contention, and now where the Aggies find themselves with a 5-point lead.
Lots of fan noise here from both sides as Rowland will keep it himself, and he will go up, and it looks like that's going to be another generous spot here. Let's go back to Colantonio's strip here. Number 1, just poking it out, and then gets the recovery on that right in front of the Avon bench.
Talk about Hyde's play of a lifetime. That's a play of a lifetime for Colantonio.
Boy, another favorable spot. That looked like that was Welsh short, maybe a yard, but they're going to give him the first down. Here's going to be Welsh, and that will go forward up to about the 46 for a gain of 3. As by the time this is snapped, this will bring us under 4 minutes to go here in the Class D championship game.
Not to say they're giving away first downs, but that's a quality job of officiating, keeping the pace of the game alive, not deciding to go to many measurements. If you're confident that it's a first down, move the chains, keep the pace alive.
As the keeper, and Rowland's going to get stuffed. That's going to be the big man, 75, Braden Smith on the inside to bring up 3rd down and 6.
Both teams with 3 timeouts, so even if Avon is unable to convert here, the punt's still in play. Although, if I'm Coach Englert, I'm not sure I would go that route.
3rd and 6.
You give the ball back to this Aggies offense, you're picking your poison there.
Rowland takes the snap, throwing over the middle. It's batted away. Knocked away. Caden Kuzmano, 32. Huge defensive play, and this brings up 4th down.
Kuzmano brothers have had their fingerprints all over this game. He almost picked that off. Both hands on that ball. We've said it a lot, Gene. Play of the game?
Play of the game. Another play of the game here is Andrew Rowland out of the shotgun on 4th down. Rowland fires near side. It's incomplete. Just out of reach of Dylan Smith. No flags on the play. And Avon turns it over on downs. The Aggies get the big stop with 3:04 remaining. Avon with all their timeouts. Let's take another look at this play. Just out of reach, yep.
He had him, Gene. Just out of his reach. Dylan Smith, who had a touchdown in Avon's win over Alexander, was open there. He would have had the 1st down yardage, but Rowland, very few missed throws here tonight, but that was one of them.
Looking for their first Class D championship as the program, Oakfield-Alabama Elba, as now they will keep it on the ground. They began the 4th quarter down in this game, and they've scored 2 touchdowns here in the 4th quarter to take this lead 26-21. And now the first timeout used by Avon comes with 2:54 remaining.
It's exactly what you needed from the Braves, a quick stop on 1st down.
Looked like one of the Avon players was, one of the OAE players was holding his wrist, but I think he's okay.
Yeah, at this point of the game, Gene, I think I would have to lose a limb to come off the field.
Here's the play we're going to be talking about, for a long time on 4th down and 17 to take the lead.
That's a moment those two in the end zone are going to remember forever. You remember that completion in the end zone? What do we say to each other? Kids, earmuffs.
Armbruster's going to be in the backfield along with Courier.
Listen to this crowd.
And the handoff will go near side to Armbruster. Armbruster getting around the corner, and he's trying to do whatever he can to stay in bounds. And I think he accidentally stepped out of bounds, but that's okay, though. He picked up the 1st down down to the 33.
You got to make sure you don't make a habit of that if you're Armbruster. You could really extend the game with runs out of bounds, and it looked like he had plenty of opportunity to keep that one in bounds, but it seemed like he didn't realize where he was until it was too late.
Yep, so that, at this point of the game, does stop the clock, so it's a free timeout, but again, you get a fresh set of downs here down to the 33. If you're Avon defensively, you probably got to start taking some gambles here with some run blitzes and whatnot. As here will be the handoff going to Courier. Courier getting around that left side, and Courier, same deal. Is he going to stay in bounds? Yes. You look at Courier. I'm just going to sit down right here, down to the 25 after a gain of 8.
Oakfield-Alabama Elba has exploited Avon's lack of team speed up front throughout the day. They've broken the contain along the line of scrimmage and have used that to gain a lot of crucial yardage along the outside. Courier and Armbruster doing the damage.
So Avon is down to 1 timeout remaining.
Yeah, Coach Andy Englert and these seniors for this Braves team can see their season nearing its end here, trying to do whatever they can to extend their season. It seemed like, I bet in their eyes, that they had everything figured out. It really seemed like the Aggies were losing all sorts of momentum. really taking on water in this second half, but all of a sudden a couple big plays here, the strip from Colantonio, and now OAE has regained control, and the Braves on their heels up against the goal line.
Second down and 2. One timeout remaining. Everybody creeping up near that line of scrimmage and getting the first down to the 15-yard line. That'll stop the clock just for a minute to move the chains. And then Avon, will they use their last timeout? You can't go to the victory formation just yet.
No, you can't, Gene, but at the same time, this OAE team can taste victory. 2:20 remaining. It's all but a formality here, barring any shocking turn of events or a erroneous turnover.
Yeah, as this Avon's going to save their timeout here. Fans chanting OAE here. Hyde is under center, and he's going to watch that back judge, and there's going to be the flag coming out.
And Coach Winter asking why the hand didn't come up, maybe?
Yeah, So that will stop the clock with 1:49 remaining.
An experienced officiating crew out here. I believe all of these guys have at least a decade of experience under their belt. At least most of them do, led by head official Pete McCabe. I think Pete is an Avon native. Not sure about that. Let's get clarification.
Hyde. And that is not going to go for much. Does Avon use their last timeout? They will.
Aggies wanted a penalty after the play there, but I think that was all part of a football play there, as things just seemed to go a little long, as Guzmano hobbling off the field, almost taking Coach Boyce with him.
So if you play this out, the clock is stopped now with 1:42 remaining, no timeouts remaining. Even if you get the stop on downs, what would it be? It would be maybe 20 seconds, best case scenario for Avon to get it. That is like what Avon is looking at here. Get a stop, but then, one big play. That's the best case scenario right now.
And if you're OAE, you have to consider perhaps kicking the field goal if you get a bit closer. DeMar can boot it, and gaining those extra 3 points would be critical. That would be a full one-possession lead.
Gets it down to third down, fourth down. I don't know. Then you have a block going the other way.
That's what I was
like
just gonna say.
yeah.
Yep.
Well, whatever the case is, that's the last time Avon can stop the clock here for the Braves. So 10, Armbruster will be in the backfield. 20, Noah Courier. You better believe they're going to have those 7 points of pressure cradling that football right now. And it's going to be the end around going to Courier, and Courier will cut it up. And look at them trying to rake that ball out, and they will not. That is going to go to the 26. This will bring us down to about 50 seconds remaining, and there's a flag down. That is going to stop the clock here. What is the flag all about?
I didn't quite see, but I believe it's on the Braves, at least. It seems to be what the Aggies are indicating. I think they declined it.
Yeah, it's just a sideline warning, I think. All right, so the clock is going to roll on. The play clock is at 25. So this is third down and very long here. 3rd and 16. Taking the snap and the handoff, going to Armbruster, cutting it up, and Armbruster will be going down. And now that's going to do it. That's going to do it. 37 seconds remaining. And OAE realizes Avon cannot stop the clock. That took just enough time. Congratulations to Oakfield-Alabama Elba. You are the champions of Class D.
What a win for Coach Winter and his group of seniors. This is an emotional bunch, and I'm sure the emotions are going to be flowing through this team and this fan base for days to come. Look at that celebration on the field from the Aggies.
They realize that is it. The final score here tonight from Batavia. Congratulations for the first time, Oakfield-Alabama Elba taking the championship in Class D. The undefeated season rolling on. They're now 11-0. And for Avon, what a game tonight. It is cliche. What a shame that one of these teams has to go home not in victory tonight. A great season for Avon, ending with a 9-2 record.
You referenced my preview throughout the broadcast, Gene, and I wrote in that preview, both of these teams have proven themselves championship worthy throughout the past 2 seasons. They did so again tonight despite several mistakes. They responded again, both sides, but the Aggies do enough to outlast the Braves, and what a moment for this team. This has been 2 years in the making, maybe even longer than that. As I said, they moved to the 8-man game, really regenerated their program under former head coach Mike Cinerino, and then former assistant Tyler Winter took over, and the Aggies have reached the mountaintop for the first time at the 11-man level.
So we will keep it right here, as we will have the trophy presentation, as you call it, the Block Award that you worked so hard for. And for OAE, the play that you will be talking about forever and ever, 4th down and 17. 4th and 17.
Yeah, I mean, what else can you say, but that is an individual effort from Hyde, escaping pressure, putting all he had behind that throw, and finding Courier, who really didn't have to do much, just had to put his hands out there, secure the catch, fall down, and celebrate. I mean, I said it before, that's a play of a lifetime if you're Hyde. That's a play that when you're a kid in the backyard with your younger brother, your cousin, your friend down the street, that's what you think about. 4th and 17, time winding down, you're losing, and you complete the pass not only for the first down, but the touchdown. A dream come true for Hyde, a dream come true for this team, and the fire trucks are going to be loud and proud in Oakfield, Alabama, and Elba. I really, really hope that there is no true emergency tonight, because the fire trucks are going to be tied up for a little bit.
Not just to the players, but congratulations to the coaching staff as well. Tyler Winter, you were a champion. Coach Boyce certainly helping out Coach Corey Winter. Just a great, great job by the programs, and we're going to send it downstairs now here, live on the Varsity Media Sports Network for the trophy presentation.
Football fans, we have just seen a fantastic championship game for Section 5 Class D between the Avon Braves and the Oakfield-Alabama Elba Aggies. Let's hear it for 2 outstanding football teams. At this time, we'd like to please have you direct your attention to the center of the field for our post-game awards. Tonight's awards are being presented by Jeff Guzmano of Attica, Steve Smith of Bolivar-Richburg, and Dustin Allen, also of Bolivar-Richburg. And now it's time for our individual player awards. These awards are sponsored by Connors & Ferris, LLP, Lattimore Physical Therapy, Penfield Trophies, and Riddell All-American. The award for the most outstanding lineman goes to Avon's Carter Frank. The award for the most outstanding defensive player goes to Oakfield-Alabama Elba's Braden Smith. The award for the most outstanding offensive player goes to Avon's Andrew Rowland. And the most valuable player of tonight's championship game goes to Oakfield-Alabama Elba's Gage Armbruster. Now may we ask that the captains for the Avon Braves please step forward for the presentation of your finalist plaque. Congratulations to the Avon Braves on a great season. And now we'd like to ask the captains for Oakfield-Alabama Elba to step forward for the presentation of the championship Section 5 trophy. And congratulations to the Aggies. They will be moving on to next week's crossover game against the Class D representative from Section 6.
The final we had here tonight, and congratulations once again to Oakfield-Alabama Elba for winning the Class D championship game in spectacular fashion here tonight. 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. They retake the lead. Congratulations to Avon on a fantastic season as well. We want to thank a lot of people on the broadcast here tonight, as these great pictures here tonight. 2 men, Kyle Sampson, Chris Van Kampen, on the camera work here tonight. Alex Brasky, fantastic job on the color commentary. He's down there right now getting comments for the Batavia Daily News. So thank you, Alex, for your fine work here tonight. And our director, Joel Balthaser, the best in the business, in my opinion, calling the shots here tonight at Vendetta Stadium. Our team leader is Ben Turchin. Once again, the final score here tonight in the Class D championship game. And by the way, if all of our games like this on Varsity, we're going to have a spectacular day of football for you tomorrow here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Our final score, once again, congratulations to Oakfield-Alabama Elba. They are the champions of Class D. My name is Gene Battaglia. Thank you for watching this presentation of the Varsity Media Sports Network.
We want to thank everyone for doing their part in these challenging times.
No matter where we work from, we're still here protecting you and your family's rights.
We want you to know that we will always be here for you and your family.
Using our technology so we can protect you and your family no matter where we are.
For your free consultation, call or text 262-COMP today.
Your workers' comp attorneys.
Varsity Media is the tri-state area sports leader. We offer an array of services for any team, coach, player, athletic director, and parent. From game film to live streaming, we are available to cover your event anytime, any place. Looking for an enhanced experience? How about a professional broadcast with multiple camera angles, announcers, graphics, and instant replay? Need a highlight reel? We produce individual highlights for college recruiting and team highlight videos for end-of-season banquets.